No, you go ahead this time.
Good morning. Welcome to A New Way of Being, hosted by Abutag Lecture
Dandruff.
and on YouTube Live. We've titled this show, um, Beloved Immortals. It's time to reclaim your true identity
Mm-hmm.
as children of gods. And we're here to help you to do that.
Sorry.
Um, it's okay, Avatar. By showing you that you are each uh, spiritual immortals with vast treasures that have been embedded inside you by uh, your creator, the great goddess, and that you have been deprived of the ability and right to use these treasures by those who have made themselves lords and masters over your lives, livelihoods, hopes, dreams, and future from the cradle to the
To the
grave,
grave.
using a body of misinformation, disinformation, and lies to cause you to live in a state of continuous, um, as prisoners, puppets, pawns, slaves, um, of those who are controlling your lives in this three-dimensional world in ways that they have no right, ability, responsibility, or right to do. So, how are you, my beautiful and gorgeous wife?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, handsome.
So, here we are. We're being attacked, terrorized continuously by someone who's wearing a cloak of invisibility that looks like a synthetic material, transparent, that is lined with a silicone substance that we have come to call cloaks of
Of
invisibility.
invisibility.
So, someone working for the US government, Donald J. Trump, has been coming into our home unseen
Yep.
for decades, teleporting himself through the fourth dimension, wearing a cloak of invisibility, and attacking this family, the avatar, our daughter, myself, with the intention of trying to either drive us crazy,
Hmm.
make us kill ourselves, turn us into human vegetables, or make us go postal, which we would not do any of these crimes to ourselves or to others. And they've been trying to kill the avatar's body, physically kill a mortal body, um, by using this technology to disable, dismantle her body by attacking every part of her body from head to toe. And she will tell you how this is being done. So we're here as a terrorized family looking to inform you, our immortal sisters and brothers, about what's being done to you in the world you're living in today using this same technology that's been used to try to kill this family and now using it to infect the bodies of 227 million human beings with something that scientists and the experts in different fields are calling COVID-19 pandemic, which in fact they're actually using this technology to go through the fourth dimension and poison mucus inside the bodies of human beings, infecting them with this biochemical disease using a technology that has vast fourth dimension capabilities that does not belong on this planet today or any time in the future, and in the process also ending the mortal life of about 4.5
Billion.
million
A million.
spiritual mortals living as members of the human race today. Hmm?
Nothing. I got a message back from chat. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Princess.
Okay.
So, we are being blocked from speaking to you, the people, on the social media platforms. We've had our account disabled a number of times by Facebook, by YouTube, because they're saying that we are spreading misinformation. What's actually taking place is that the confirmation bias that is used by the scientists and the experts, that they are used to convince themselves that they are the ones who have knowledge of facts and truths, and um, they're the ones who should be the authority to decide what is right or wrong, true or false, uh, facts or fictitious. And so this confirmation bias is being used to unintentionally cause these scientists and experts to form the conclusion that a virus is attacking and killing human beings. And that is being done by people who, correction, from some that came from the genome of animals and jumped into the human genome, and it's spreading and literally forcing governments to impose all kinds of restrictive, authoritarian, dictatorial measures on the lives of human beings, their livelihoods, the movements, the entire existence, with the intention, they tell you, of containing and controlling this deadly virus. So we're here to tell you, the people, that the same technology that is being used to attack this family for decades is now being used to attack and to infect your bodies from inside the fourth dimension by people who are wearing cloaks of invisibility, moving through the fourth dimension, looking like shadows and poisoning your mucus, causing you to become infected, or many of you to die from these attacks being done to you by a group of unseen criminals working for a rogue nation on this planet today. So, Avatar, um, you can just jump in there and speak about what's being done to this family today by Donald J. Trump, who's inside our home where we live in.
Attacking us in the morning, in the night,
Hmm.
through the day.
Yes.
And he's doing all these different things and getting away with it while we are being looked at as if something is wrong with us, and we haven't done anything wrong or interfered with anyone. And we don't go looking for trouble. People come to create problems
Mhm.
at times, and we have to tell them straight out that we're not a part of that kind of behavior.
Yes.
But Donald Trump has been attacking me everywhere in my body, and right now I'm
Mm.
being attacked on the shoulder. And what has been done for him to do that is he has been given a technology by Nancy Pelosi
Mm.
that has vast capabilities, and he's using it to attack me in the head, in the shoulder, right, like now,
Mm.
um, different parts of the body. There's a problem with Donald Trump, however. He's not supposed to be coming and terrorizing myself or my family because we haven't done anything wrong to anyone.
Mm.
He has been behaving like a mentally disabled man who spends his time looking for ways in which to terrorize and persecute. And how he terrorizes is by abusing your body.
Yes.
And you cannot get any kind of help because they apparently the Prime Minister Trudeau blocked lawyers from being able to help me
Mm.
simply because he's a part of the problem too, and he has been uh, using these people to make sure that I stay in place where they want me to be,
Mm.
and allow Trump to do all kinds of wrongs to me, always above the places that we're living, going in there unintentionally, so that he can uh, abuse my body
Mhm.
and then turn around and behave as if I'm the one who is really wrong. But Nancy Pelosi is the one who's using him to do this kind of stuff. And we haven't done anything to Nancy Pelosi, neither have I.
Mm.
And he force fed our daughter, stealing her money and using her money to buy food,
Mm.
lots of food, and force the food down her throat so that she end up gaining a lot of weight.
Yes.
We want this kind of insanity to be stopped. We have harmed no one. We have created no problems, and yet we are being treated like we are the problem.
Mhm.
and other people are set up to think so. And the way I'm seeing taking the kind of things, sorry, that I'm seeing taking place are things that should not be done to human beings. He's been attacking me in the womb,
Mhm.
attacking me in the rectum,
Yes.
attacking me in the breast sometimes. That's
The,
is not as regularly. Sorry,
the
my
heart,
nostrils are itching.
because you're being attacked there.
Yeah,
So she does things to try to um, make that area feel soothed by contact. She does.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
So these are some of the things that I have been going through. I go outside, I get attacked and abused by him too.
Mhm.
And one of the reasons too is because he's using that technology to make sure that he does any damage that he possibly can to us. And we tell the people that we're
The
well,
management of
yeah,
this.
because Nancy Pelosi went down to them and I went to them and tell them how to treat us, and they went along with it.
Mm,
And when I spoke out about what was that we did not do anything to be treated in such a manner,
yes.
and Nancy Pelosi is just someone who is creating all kinds of hell for us using Trump. And they did damage to our daughter, sending her to a place where she did not belong.
Yes. In the hospital, mental
Yes,
health units in Catherine General Hospital.
yes,
Yes. Because she was being attacked for a number of months
mm-hmm.
in our home at Scott Street. And when were evicted from that home after 6 years of living there, we were in a shelter and she was on the streets. And there was concern expressed by one of the shelter people that she could be run over by a car. So we agreed that she should go to the hospital where she would be safer. And then she was placed in a mental health unit because she had informed them that someone that she was hearing people speaking to her. They were talking to Mahogany, talking about Mahogany at Scott Street, because you can use this technology to turn someone into a Manchurian candidate by controlling their movements and their words from the outside. And you can also go inside their bodies and use them as Manchurian, as Trojan horses, and do or say things from inside their body as if they themselves are doing or saying these things without their knowledge or consent. And they wouldn't do or say these things on their own. But this technology gives these criminals the ability to literally exercise the power of supernatural beings, or should I say, um, beings who are considered godlike in abilities that they've found in this technology that they've weaponized and have been using it to attack this family and now to attack you, the people of this planet, from inside the fourth dimension by infecting the mucus in your bodies and causing you to become ill with something that scientists have misidentified as a virus. It's not a virus. It is a disease manufactured by a squadron of American agents using this technology to do so to inside the fourth dimension, wearing cloaks of invisibility to attack your bodies unseen and creating this pandemic that is now taking over the entire planet because of increasing fear about and the traumas and stress and the impact it's having on human beings, trying to literally shut down, destabilize, overwhelm, undermine human beings in different industries, especially the medical industry, where they're struggling just to try to cope with the increase in numbers of people who are being infected and dying from this disease that scientists have unintentionally and unknowingly identified as a virus, which it is not. So, our daughter was identified as someone who is schizophrenic. She's not. She's a child master, but she was being attacked by Trump and
Using the
inside.
technology
Yes.
to make people think that she's gone crazy
Hmm.
by um, having the technology hidden, but still using it to give impressions that she's losing her mind, and
Yes.
she wasn't.
Hmm.
So we carry
or that she has multiple personalities,
Mhm.
as people schizophrenic uh, defined by the
But she's not wasn't schizophrenic. He was able to do that only when he had that machine moving around to let her do whatever he wants her to do, and she automatically does it because of the machine that he's using on her.
Mhm. The technology
Yes,
unseen, controlling the movements as well as her words
and
for a number of
also
months. Yes,
taking her money and loading her up with food,
yes,
using her money
to buy
to
food,
to to
junk
stuff
food.
her so that
Yeah,
she gains extreme weight.
yes, yes.
And this is the kind of stuff that we've been going through, seeing what is being done to our daughter,
Mhm.
and to know that Nancy Pelosi was allowing him to use that technology to do this to our child tells me that a lot of the people who are running businesses should not be allowed
Mm,
because they're undermining a lot of beings, especially those of um, African and other
mm. Yeah, people
nationalities,
of
and
color,
they're
especially.
they're being attacked and abused. This
Mm,
is not right. All beings were born in a special way. They deserve to be treated in a special way.
mm,
And when people are mistreating them, what they're doing is creating problems for the whole society, which is happening right now.
mhm.
And I'm seeing people using kids to come and put out on television and sort of force you to watch these things. And I don't mind watching kids. I like kids and I love people in general. But we do actually. But
Yes, their family,
yeah,
all of them.
but what it seems to me that is being done is that they're setting up for to give people wrong impressions about human beings and putting it out in public so that people can see what is going on and believe what they're seeing, not realizing that it's set up specifically to um, have you think what they want you to think. This is going on in many places, and they're using kids too to bring to do different things that I really can't understand why.
Mm. Trying to see if anything can cause the avatar to show that she has an ego that can be stroked or inflated, as human beings have been taught and told. The egos are continuously being done to because they're taught as well that their nature is imperfect, flawed, and that they come once to this planet and then they're done, especially on this
Excuse me.
side of the planet, and that they are beings who are continuously struggling to practice virtues while at the same time also practicing vices.
Yeah.
And so that they cannot get rid of the vices because they don't have the capability to do so on their own, and all kinds of problems put on human beings by those who have been teaching them, defining and telling them who they are, what they are, where they're going, where they came from,
On how they're supposed to be.
and more. So, our
Uh,
immortal sisters and brothers on this planet have been disempowered by this body of misinformation, disinformation, all kinds of deceptive, deceitful ideas taught to human beings to control them and to literally remove a certain percentage of the population in the near future because they tell you that the planet is overcrowded, overpopulated, and that human beings
See what's
cannot
happening
survive.
to me?
Yes, she's
These are
getting
things
attacked.
that are being done to me so that I have no other choice. They cause an itch in my nostrils, cause problems in my hair to keep pulling it. That's what Trump is doing.
Mhm.
So that it comes in my face and it gets in my eyes and I have to move it or look for this pen to try to get the hair out of the way.
Yes,
This is the kind of stuff that he's doing and more.
yes,
I
unseen.
cannot explain all of it. It's a whole lot of stuff that this man is doing, and Nancy Pelosi is using him that way.
Mm.
I was first put in the United States jail with my daughter for no reason,
And myself.
and yeah,
We went there to seek political
asylum.
asylum
Hmm.
as refugees from Canada in 2013. They
Hmm.
locked us up inside their jails My family, they have a son and daughter in the Wake County Jail
Jail, yeah.
in New Jersey, locked me up inside the Buffalo Federal Detention Facilities, and they locked us up inside those two facilities for exactly 40 days and 14 nights
49.
before releasing us, deporting us back to Canada when the U.S. Immigration Court judge decided that we do not have a credible
Credible.
fear of persecution, only a perceived fear of persecution, and had us deported back to Canada to have us be continued, mm, to have them continue to terrorize, attack this family in every level, in every area of our lives, daily and nightly, from inside the fourth dimension, on this social media platform, in real life, trying to destroy our lives, destroy the work they advertise here to do.
But why they would do what they're doing
Mm,
when I ended up in the States? So I'm trying to understand how did I get to Canada, and the things that I saw happening
mm,
before I went to Canada
yes.
is that they were trying to, I forgot,
Well, what happens to the avatar has been attacked inside the cavities of the brain by an
Donald Trump.
electronic knife shaped like a dagger but made of light. Donald Trump has been plunging this electronic light, electronic dagger,
Into my head,
yes,
in the back of
repeatedly,
my head,
yes,
this and then,
in the cavities of the brain.
yeah.
And over the decades, he's managed to damage her ability to access her own lived experiences. So now she doesn't remember the details of her own life that she's lived in this lifetime because of what's been done to the cavities of her brain by this diabolical being known as Donald J. Trump,
Yes.
using this technology that doesn't belong in the hands of mortal beings today or anytime in the future. Go ahead,
Yes, but
Avatar.
also
Yeah.
my mom
Mhm.
came to see me when I had was having I had we had our baby,
Mhm.
Mahogany, and they took the time to make sure that they terrorize us,
Well,
took
yes,
us into places where we shouldn't be, treated us as
in the
if we,
States.
yeah, in the States, yes.
Well, your mom came to see us in Toronto. Margaret was not yet born, and she spent the night with us in the early 80s in Toronto. And over the course of a number of years, these same criminals assassinated your mother,
Mhm.
an older sister.
Nancy Pelosi screamed out. I was there in the
Mhm.
United
Yes,
States at that time. That's why I'm saying what I'm
yes,
saying.
yes, yes,
And they told, my memory is going.
yes. It comes and goes because what's been done to it with this technology.
Yeah, they said they Nancy Pelosi shouted out to Donald Trump and Prime Minister Trudeau to kill my family. And when they apparently did what they did, I couldn't believe, because my mom really came to see our daughter when she was born and wanted to help also. She wanted to enjoy her granddaughter, and they did not allow us. Things are wiping out. I think you
Yeah.
could take it from here because I
Well,
can't remember
her
everything
memory
right
has
now.
been dislodged from her conscious mind. This is the God who lived as Lord Jesus,
No,
as
no,
Lord
no. Let's
Buddha.
just talk
Just to
about
make the
this.
point that they're attacking this divine being who's here to bring an end to this oppressive existence that human beings have been forced to live for a number of ages now. And so they've dislodged her memory from her conscious mind, and so she's not able to speak fluently about her life experiences or even to reach for information that she has that she wants to share.
He wiped out my memory,
Yes,
Donald J. Trump,
yes.
and started setting up all kinds of problems for me by setting up people to harass and persecute me.
Gang stalk,
Yeah,
yeah. In different places,
yeah.
different.
Cut off all my hair.
Yes.
Um, I took out some teeth from here and had to put one back, but pull another tooth from the back here and put it to the front so that this part of my mouth would stick out.
Mm,
He was looking for any way that he can make sure that I don't look beautiful.
Mm.
So what he was doing is undermining my rights to make myself look good, and would spend his time looking for ways to deform me,
Hmm.
either while I'm sleeping or while I'm up.
Yes.
But he has been doing a lot of damage. I'm on the streets, for instance, and he is using his technology to attack me in the womb,
Hmm.
and it's infuriating, it's frustrating, and it made me angry enough to want to just belt him one, but I couldn't do that.
That's electronic rape. The rape in someone's body, you unseen while you are wearing some kind of cloak of invisibility.
Yeah.
That's not only cowardly, that's criminal and unacceptable. And the gods will not allow this to continue without letting these two nations, US and Canada, know that they have to pay a massive compensation over to the avatar, especially in the family, for the
Mm.
crimes that they've been committed against this family for a number of decades and even to this day.
And I keep forgetting a lot of them every time I remember. It just get wiped out
Yes,
because Donald Trump is using that technology to make sure that I don't
remember,
remember enough
recall.
to speak out about what has been happening.
Hmm.
Uh, I have been attacked in the rectum also,
Hmm.
and this is not once or so. He's been doing it at different times to degrade, humiliate, and raped our daughter, as
Yes,
well as Mr. Trudeau.
one night in our home in Scott Street,
And when I,
about 2 years ago.
yeah,
Yes.
when I was coming to Canada, um, Nancy Pelosi shouted to the Prime Minister that they should kill me,
Mm.
just like she shouted to Trump and Mr. Trudeau, Prime Minister Trudeau, to kill my family,
Mm.
and that's what they did. And when what puzzled me is that Mr. Trudeau made a remark after they did that, as if it was okay to destroy my mother and the rest of my family that they killed out.
Mm.
What was the word that you were saying that he used? I forgot the
Trudeau.
remark. Yeah.
Oh, saying that well, Trump is. It is a
No,
Trump.
no, no, no. About my mom and my family that they killed, that they
Oh,
were junk anyway, or something to that
okay.
effect.
Oh,
You had the words.
I.
That's the impression
Wow.
that I got with what he was saying,
Hmm.
but
Okay.
I can't remember the exact words.
Yes. Um, but they killed your mother, your father, a sister, a brother, and another relative over the course of a number of years.
No, only on that particular time. When
Um.
I came to Canada, that's when Nancy also pointed out to the Canadian government to kill me.
Hmm.
Um, and Prime Minister Trudeau didn't do that, of course, but at the same time, he was helping Trump to attack and abuse me wherever we were staying.
Mm.
And I have problems with memory because of a lot of things that they've done to me.
Yes.
And Mr. Trudeau also blocked us from being able to get access to the police, even though we were able to call the police this time, and one of them came and spoke to us.
Hold on. We have called, the Abbott has called the police department in St. Catharines hundreds of times to report the crime being committed against us, especially her when we lived at Scott Street. She called the police hundreds of times, and they came dozens of times in pairs of two,
Hmm.
sometimes one, and they came and then they listened, and some of them, and they basically told us that they can see this person because they're unseen, and so they have no evidence to verify that we're speaking something that is factual for them to see.
They were lying
Well,
intentionally.
also too, big people today will tell you there's no such thing as cloaks of invisibility in this decade in the 22nd century. No such things as human beings being able to teleport themselves anywhere. No such things as people to being able to move to the fourth dimension looking like shadows. No such things as, for example, we tell them that the gods who govern existence, they number in the trillions. Yes, trillions, billions of male gods and trillions of female gods. We tell them the planet is a living being. The earth goddess named Lady Gaia, her ancient living in planet-sized body we live on the surface of. We share in liberating truths with them that, as far as they know, is science fictional to them because it's not something they have been taught or come to know as factual or truthful in the world we're living in today. So we are constantly running into people who suggest to us that we have either we're idealistic or we're imagining, we're wild imaginations, or we have mental health issues. But every visionary who comes along and brings reforms, inventions, discovery, whether it be Henry Ford with a car, or the Wright brothers with a plane, or the people who brought different kinds of inventions, discoveries, they're always viewed and treated as people who are not normal, people who are bringing information that is unproven, that is futuristic. And so they're pounded continuously until they either survive the attacks and what they bring is considered acceptable and embraced as part of the society. So that's the path that visionaries are continuously encountering when they bring the truth to human beings.
Mhm.
They're ignored and then they're attacked viciously, repeatedly. And if they survive these attacks, they are welcomed in the society as heroes and heroines who have brought something new into human beings' life that is accepted and embraced as an excellent addition to their lives.
And these are the people that
Hmm.
wanted to. Nancy Pelosi used Trump to come here, and when I came to Canada, but not right away. I had to stay in different places and was sleeping on the bed, and I would feel attacked and abused,
Hmm.
and get up with lots of cold from my head to my toes.
Yes,
And the person I discovered that was doing that to me all along was Donald Trump,
yes,
and he was using that technology that Nancy gave him to do those things to me, and then tried to kill my husband at a certain time.
yes.
And I had to grab him and hold him around the waist to keep him from getting
Trying to
that.
paralyze my body with a surge in the causing paralyzation, what is it called? Stroke. Trying to give me massive strokes a number of times. The last time we did that, the avatar grabbed me and held my body
Because he
against
was
her.
really going off
Because
with
my
it.
left hand was doing
Not just
this.
the left hand, the legs,
And,
his
well,
his arm, his
um,
body. He
well,
was just. It's as if whatever Trump was using to do that with that technology that Nancy gave him, he was literally trying to put us out. And I see that the person who was responsible for this was Nancy Pelosi.
mm,
And the United States government owes us big time money because he moved every bone in my body with that technology. And if you know what it is to have your bones move inside of your body, it is extremely painful.
mm,
Not only did he do that, but he also started taking teeth out, cutting off all my hair. I have to wear a wig. This is a wig I'm wearing right now.
yes,
My hair was long, past my
yes.
waist. My
Full
daughter's hair
bouncy.
was that way
Yeah.
too. And he these are some of the things they did to all of us. My husband, our daughter, and myself.
Hmm.
These things should not have been done. We have not harmed anyone, and they've been coming wherever we go and attacking and abusing, and we haven't done a thing to any of them.
Yes,
Why are we going through this kind of hell?
true.
Now they owe us $400 billion,
That's
and
billion
that's
US.
from, yes, U.S.
Mm,
From that is from all the years of tyranny and the jail that they put us in that we did not belong because we did not commit any crimes.
mm,
The U.S. was committing the crimes, ladies and gentlemen. They still are.
mm. The reason for that number, because you're wondering, $400 billion US. Yes, because the avatar is here to transform the lives of human beings by giving them a body of liberating truths, ancient knowledge, and deep wisdom
But the
that they need to use.
reason that they were doing it
Mhm.
is to do us in,
Yes,
to
I know
have
that.
us wiped out of the place. But they couldn't do that because the information that we were here to give the whole society was supposed to help people to grow, understand, care about each other, and work in a way in which no one has the problems that they have today as
Mhm.
human beings
Yes,
because they're not allowed the freedom to be their best selves.
yes,
They're being trained to do all kinds of bad things on TV, on radio,
yeah.
different places, wherever they go.
Mhm.
This is what they're developing, the art of destruction. not the art of loving and caring respectfully, responsibly, and everyone is safe,
Mm-hmm.
but the way in which people are being treated. I mean, even some people out there, a lot of African people especially, are
Mm.
being literally persecuted and terrorized for no reason,
Yes.
just for being a color.
Yes.
And if these people were developed enough, they would realize that the color does not make the person. What makes the person is the quality and content of their character.
Mm.
This is the only way people will be able to come together, and the parents should be allowed to train their kids, because everybody's being forced to work in the systems, and the systems are keeping them like slaves
Mm.
and paying them practically nothing.
Yes.
And these people are ending up having to become frustrated, end up being poor, no money, no food, hardly any food, sorry,
Mm.
and a whole lot of persecution in the public, because no one is trained to behave responsibly and have a heart rather than be heartless.
Mm.
They're busy destroying people in the streets, anywhere, everywhere. They're calling them names, insulting,
Mm.
degrading.
Commodities.
This is the kind of
Yes.
stuff that should never be going on.
Yes.
When a society is allowing that and is pulling the families to come to work with them, and they're paying them practically nothing and taking too much time, using too much of these people's time, they need to look after their children too.
Mm.
That's how we get out when we're trained our kids. That's how the kids become the kind of quality beings, by how they're trained and treated.
Mm.
Now I'm seeing children that are going to school, little kids, calling each other names,
Mm.
swearing, anything, everything.
Yes.
And then the teachers also are not treating them properly.
Mm.
So what they're receiving as human beings is a bad training.
Mm.
Bad training, because they do not seem to know exactly what they're supposed to do anymore. They've lost it because the systems have taken them over and robbed them of their rights and their security to protect their children, to protect themselves,
Mm.
to do the things that helps a whole society to work as quality beings.
Mm.
When you treat people as if for being an African as if they're garbage, or an Oriental person or an Indian person or any other
Yeah.
nationality, shouldn't be done. That's not how you bring people up. You bring them up by how the care that you're giving them through the process of their growth.
Mm.
And this is what shows quality people. All of them are capable of quality, but they're being blocked from it. They're being persecuted by it. They're being treated like garbage.
Mm. Yes.
That's not how human beings are supposed to be treated. All beings are special, no matter what nationality.
Mm.
And so they must be treated with kid gloves, properly,
Yes.
respectfully.
Carefully.
Yes, no, working as a
Caringly.
family, not
Yes.
this. I don't like you. You're the wrong color. That's the reason that Nancy Pelosi has this technology to use Trump, give Trump, and gave it to Trump to come and terrorize us, and we have done nothing to her. I spoke to her once. I liked the kind of person she was, and after that, I was being terrorized. I was actually being terrorized before in the United States, but did not
And
know
in
where it
Trinidad
was
and
coming from.
Tobago.
Yes. Well,
Um, because when the day that she was born, she was some unseen criminal wearing a cloak of invisibility tried to assassinate the avatar when she arrived as a newborn baby girl who lived as Lord Jesus 2,000 years ago. One of her sister gods told her to hold your breath and play dead when after this unseen criminal put one of his hands over the mouth and nostrils of this divine being with intention of suffocating her to death, of stifling her. But she did exactly what her sister God told her and held her breath for so well and for so long. This criminal was convinced when he teleported out of that hospital, returned to ward in Trinidad and Tobago, that he had ended the mortal life of this divine being who had a star of light going from the center of her head, which he could see very clearly in the fourth dimension. And also, she had a bunch of grapes
on the
tattooed
set.
on the right shoulder
Sure, yeah.
of her,
This is the left, but it's the right.
her
He's right.
body. Uh, Evidence of cosmic royalty. So she's been attacked since the day she came to this planet, returned to this planet as a god who's lived as different iconic beings, a number of gods, including names, a number of the gods on this planet. She's lived those lives, as well as others who are not gods. She's lived those iconic lives.
That's because I was brought back here to train,
Hmm.
to show people how they can live better.
Hmm.
And what I saw, what I was bombarded with a whole lot of evil.
Yes.
When I saw what was taking place, I knew that something had to be done.
Yes.
But they would not allow me the right to be able to help, to
Mm.
show them the way instead of turning people into bad people.
Yes.
All beings are capable of quality, the
Yeah.
highest quality ever, and they're not being allowed the freedom to be able to develop that part of themselves. Many people are doing damage to each other, even adults, spending their times insulting and degrading others, and doing damage to human beings in the streets and
Mm.
different places,
Hmm.
even where they live.
Yes.
It should not be taking place.
Mm.
We have to start looking at things from a point of view where all beings are special. And if they're treated in such a manner, you will see quality beings everywhere.
Mm.
But once you set it up to make sure that certain amount and certain types are being treated badly, then you're going to literally destroy the whole society, which is happening right now
Hmm.
anyway.
Yes.
It's time for a change. It's time to take Mr. Trump and put him in jail and Nancy Pelosi, but they should pay the money that they owe first because they put me through all kinds of hell with that technology. They attacked every part of my body. There
Yes.
was no place they didn't touch.
True. And they've killed.
And then damage our daughter,
Mm. Yeah.
attack my husband,
Yes.
set up for the family to be treated like junk.
Hmm. For
That is not
decades.
the way.
Yes.
So we need our money.
Hmm.
We did not ask anybody to do us this kind of stuff. We loved them all, we treated them properly, and they mistreated us.
Hmm.
We need our money. We have to go and get a place for us to stay. And so far, we've been taken advantage of, and we need that money that you owe, Nancy Pelosi. And the United States government, President Biden, you
Hmm.
need to make sure that money is paid and don't send up Caucasian European people to tell us that we don't have a right to it. We do. When you pull every bone in the person's body, when you attack their kneecaps and they're screaming in pain and wouldn't even stop,
Hmm.
doing damage to your womb and your rectum, attacking you in the eyes to block me from being able to see properly. I can't see properly anymore because of what he has done. He did
Physical
it
side. Yes.
intentionally.
It,
Then he attacked
sorry.
my
Go ahead.
hair.
Hmm.
I had long hair.
Yes.
I have to wear a wig now because of what is being done, and I'm trying to get the hair growing back.
Hmm.
But he's chopping it up before it could grow back properly. So
Yes.
I am having those problems, and I have to fix my teeth, and I need that money also to get my hair growing back, and my clothes that has been stolen from me
Continuously.
and done a lot of damage to me and my husband and our daughter.
Hmm.
Our daughter deserves to be treated properly too because she did not do anything to anyone. We trained her from small to behave responsibly. She's only shown that in her life,
Yes.
and
Child
she's been
molesting.
persecuted and terrorized herself.
Yes.
Not fair.
The Avatar, when she talks about compensation owed to this family, it's important to understand that the nations that have terrorized the gods since birth and have tried to
Excuse me.
end immortal life. In fact, they've ended immortal life more than 16 different times, flat and killed a mortal body, according to information provided to me by a number of her sister gods over a number of decades. And so these criminals and the nations who are employing them to use a technology that was given to men of science from the Avatar's birth country to keep Lady Gaia, the earth goddess, from dying from the 6 years of pounding of the bombs that were dropped across her surface during about the 39 different nations who fought in the war that came to be known as World War II. She was dying from these attacks on her surface, including especially those two atomic bombs that were dropped in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. And these two men of science was given this technology by some of the Avatar's brother gods to use it to restore her back to the frequency and vibration that she has been functioning at for trillions of years when she was brought into existence in the fifth dimension by the great goddess, the God who brought existence into being and beings into existence, and the God who is known as the God of all gods, the eternal leader of the committee of gods, and the one who is living today on this planet as Avatar Electric, being terrorized, attacked, tortured, tormented daily and nightly
I'm being
by,
attacked on the head right
yes.
now by Trump, Donald J. Trump.
So when she tells you that she's asking for the U.S. to pay for $400 billion for the compensation to compensate her and her family, what's been done to us over the decades, this is intended, and this information that she gives to the U.S. government and the Canadian government that they owe massive debt to this family. The Committee of God have stated that this compensation has to be paid and paid in full. Otherwise, the consequences that these two nations will experience. As a child Abata, 5 years old, the Abata had a dream in which she saw in 4 stages the Statue of Liberty that stands about 300 feet or more, 150 feet of her own body and 150 feet on the platform near Long Island today. She saw the statue in 4 stages disappearing completely inside the three oceans currently surrounding her body.
Yeah.
At the end of this disappearance of the Statue of Liberty, one of her sister gods told her, Alberta, the United States of America just disappeared completely from the surface of Lady Gaia, and so did the nation of Canada. So we don't want to see these two nations disappear and all the lives living here be removed from mortal lives, except if that did take place, the innocents will be rescued by the gods in vast numbers and protected from having their mortal lives taken from them. But if these two nations continue to disregard, dismiss, and ignore the the demandments made to them and the pronouncement made to them by the Avatar Galectra and by the Committee of Gods, as they did a number of years through emails that were sent to them by a production team, high level productions, of which I'm a member. These two nations, the governments of the two nations, will be held accountable. In fact, they've been found guilty of committing crimes against the human race, against the Avatar and the family, and other beings of this planet, including Lady Gaia, and were found guilty of these crimes that they've committed. And so the compensation owed to this family are debts to be paid by these two nations to the Avatar to use to look after one family and also to look after as many oppressed, impoverished human beings, especially people of color, first and foremost, who are living across this planet, struggling just to survive every day as a family with looking for food to eat, shelter, looking to be able to get through each day with dignity,
And clothes
respect,
being stolen, shoes being
and health.
stolen.
Yes. So the compensation owed to this family is massive, but the crimes committed against this family and the human race is also extremely massive. And the gods have found these two nations guilty of committing these crimes using a technology created to be used as a healing technology, not as a weapon to attack human beings or any life forms in any mortal realms anywhere, period. So that's the reason for the vast compensation demanded by the Avatar and which the Committee of Gods has said must be paid and paid in full to this family in the near future, sooner than later.
Yes, and this is supposed to be a lesson taught
Hmm.
to the government and the whole world that you don't treat human beings in such a manner because this is what you're going to have happening to you.
Hmm.
You will have to pay the bill, and this is something that you need to do. Nancy Pelosi and President Biden, we would like to have our money immediately.
Hmm.
We told you that now for about years,
Hmm.
and you haven't paid the money. And we are still in pain, and my husband also is going through his little problems.
We're traumatized and
These are
terrorized.
things that should
Yes,
not have been done.
yes.
So instead of allowing Trump to continue that behavior, he should be put in jail.
Mm.
And Nancy Pelosi needs to pay the money, and President Biden needs to pay that the money that they owe for the hell that they put allowed to go through when they realize what we have been going through. They said they were going to give us the money and then
Mm.
turned around and sent two men, Caucasian men, to say that we don't have a right to the money. How do you know we don't have the right to the money? We've been going through hell for decades now, and y'all did not give a damn,
Mm,
and your government did not seem to care. And so it's time that the systems recognize that we haven't committed any crimes, but they have committed crimes against us. Not only that, but also damaged our bodies, did that to our daughter,
mhm.
caused a whole lot more problems than she should have gone through. Nobody should have gone through this kind of stuff, especially this young lady.
True.
Look at what he did to her body. And he has the nerve to come here and attack night and day.
Yes. Something I must point out to you, scientists from different fields, medicine and other fields. Um, I lived as Albert Einstein about 65 years ago. I'm back on the planet to help the avatar to bring a whole new way of being to all of life and all life forms in life today by showing human beings how to work together to create a world, as she states, that works for everyone, that is unfair and unjust to no one, and this has been attacked by Donald Trump, and a world which serves the greater good of all of life and all life forms in life, and at the same time serves one's own greatest good in one's own highest ideals at the same time. As Albert Einstein, I provided information to the American president at the time that he should embark on a program where he can use certain types of information to create a weapon that can explode atomic bombs, which they did, because apparently Germany was also in a race to create the first atomic weapon. And so Americans, the Allies, did not want the Nazis to create an atomic bomb because if they did, first they would use it against the Allies, including Canada and the US and Britain, France and others. So I'm responsible in a lot of ways by endorsing a program for the American government to embark on a rapid program to create this atomic bomb that they did and use it to kill hundreds of millions, sorry, hundreds of thousands of human beings living in Nagasaki and Hiroshima. I'm back here with the Avatar to help her to bring it into this oppressive existence that human beings have been forced to live for a number of ages now, and currently being pushed into a state where they're being terrorized and manufactured by human beings working for this rogue nation government, the US government, using this technology to create a pandemic that is terrorizing, undermining, and overwhelming every aspect of life on this planet today, pushing human beings into a state where a one world government will eventually be put in place if this continues.
Or they won't need a government
Based,
because they're killing the people and doing all kinds of damage to the people.
Mhm.
So what is a government doing for the people? Nothing. Not really.
Yes,
Look at what they're set up to do.
yes,
Look at the kind of stuff that is being done to human beings. Look what has been done to me.
yes,
And I have not once have I lifted up anything to harm anyone,
mhm,
but yet they have been doing it to us.
yes. So we want you to know that this family is being terrorized, living in poverty, living in a state of continuous crisis.
And we're talented people. We could have been making lots of money, but they were spending their times blocking us.
Yes,
People of color have been treated this way for
yes,
too long.
continuously. When they rise up, they're pulled back down by the people who have decided that they are a master race, the master race, because of their skin color and because of their Caucasian, European, Anglo-Saxon culture, and that they have a right to impose their manliness, these are the men, on the lives of human beings, especially people of the opposite gender, women, who are the ones actually who brought existence. They women are the descendants. Women are the ones who gave birth to life on this planet. They're the first members of the human race, a group, a race of legendary hermaphrodites who were gods, are gods, who have African heritage, giant testes and bodies, and they gave birth to the human race trillions of years ago. And today the human race is moving into a state where they will have to have all the problems that they have lived with, that have been put inside their systems, mind, hearts, bodies, and more, brought out to the surface and be viewed and looked at, and then cleansed from their hearts and minds
Yeah.
and bodies and from the planet
Right now, I'm
herself.
being attacked inside here.
Mhm. Yes,
That's what Trump is doing up there.
yes.
And if anything should happen to me, remember this:
Mm,
Trump is the one going along with Nancy Pelosi to do this damage
mm,
on an everyday basis, 24/7.
yes. So we're almost near the end of the hour. We're on YouTube, and they disabled my account uh, recently, but months ago, disabled the Avatars account as well. Facebook did the same thing as well because we've been sharing a body of game changing, liberating, empowering, and mind expanding
Truths.
information, truths with human beings. And those who don't want you to know that you are living immortals, you have treasures you're carrying, that your nature is perfect, that you're connected to all of life, that you have the ability to transform your world together to create the kind of heavenly paradise that you have the ability, the right, and the responsibility to create together. They don't want this kind of harmonious existence to take place on this planet because it means that they will lose all the assets they've stolen from you, all the controls they have placed on your lives, chained in shackles of all kinds. They will lose the ability to treat you as living pawns, as useless eaters, as commodities, as they've done to people of color on this planet for a long, long time now.
Mhm.
So we're here to help you to connect the dots about what's been done to you, who you are, what you are, your beings of living light, as the Avatar teaches. And as you said, we're equals, equals forever.
But beings of living light needs to recognize that to recognize the qualities of others does
Mm,
not mean that yours is going to be diminished.
yes.
It just means that you're capable of that and possibly even much, much more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important as human beings that we start treating each other with more dignity.
Mm.
It's what will bring people together in the best way possibly and also help the ones who are behaving badly into the jails that they belong in for what they've been doing.
Until they've reached a point where they can be rehabilitated if they're ready to do so.
Hmm.
Or if not, they will leave this dimension and go back to where they came from, in this case, Winterland, or if they are not conflicted, as many
Oh,
people are,
sorry.
they will go to Summerland or Nirvana, in the fourth dimension where beings live in harmony as a family for ages now. So we're going to leave
Yeah.
and end this broadcast, and you may find that the content of this broadcast might be censored. It might be shorter than the 58 minutes that it's is reached. You might find that the audio is muffled. You might find that our movements, the video might be blurred, or we are showing us as if we are not people in our right minds, or that we have some kind of issues. These things have been done to our videos by those who control this platform, Facebook and YouTube, unfortunately and disappointingly. But we're here and we'll continue to stay here because the Avatar came here to do the work that she intends to get done, to bring an end to all this.
But he's wiped out my memory so far. So a lot of the information that I could have brought out here for you, couldn't be brought out because of what has been done.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that should never be done to any human being.
Mm,
And when that is happening, that person needs to be paying the money that they owe and more because of what has been done for all my life in the United States and in Canada.
mm. The government, especially,
Yes.
must pay this compensation owed to this
Yep.
god.
Yep.
Thank you for watching. If you like the content of, if it resonates in any way to you, with you, then we ask you to like it, share it, and to help others to help it to circulate so that people can start to view content that is empowering, uplifting, and liberating
Yes.
in
It
its
is
context.
helping
In its
others
context.
who are suffering
Yes.
needs to know that and the suffering will have to end.
Yes.
And I would advise Nancy Pelosi that you would stop Mr. Trump from coming and attacking my body anymore, or my family's body,
Yes.
because he will not get away with it anymore.
Yeah, the
We have
gods are
kept
ready
quiet
to.
for a long time. We said nothing. We did nothing to harm anyone, and they continue to attack and abuse.
Mm,
It's time for them here. The tap on the roof. That's what he's doing because he doesn't like the fact that we're speaking about what he's been doing to us.
mm. Thank you for watching this broadcast.
Yes, and
Um,
blessings to all of you.
yes.
We wish you the best.
Yes.
And tell Mr. Trump that he has of his own to pay too, besides Nancy Pelosi.
Oh yes, he has debts to pay.
Since he think that he has a right to get away with all kinds of wrongs that has been done to us.
Mm.
I don't have much because of what he has done. Anyway, I thank you very much for listening to us.
And for watching this
Blessings to all
broadcast.
of you and
Yes.
watching the broadcast.
Yes.
Thanks to all of you, and good luck on your journey. And remember, you don't need idiots to control your life. You can think and see and understand and deal with the wrongs when you see them coming, and uplift yourself by doing the right thing
Mm.
and helping others to be their true selves rather than a that undermines the quality of life for people.
Mm.
Take care of yourselves. We love you all.
Yes.
Take care. Bye bye.
Goodbye.